Hello everyone, and welcome to the new and improved Manifestation Monday. Like I said in my last video, I'm going to be doing a weekly video talking about the things that I am going to be manifesting into my world and the way that I do it. So if you have not seen that last video, basically I just said that I have found that the best way for me to manifest, me personally, kind of ties into something that I grew up hearing all the time in the Christian world, and that was that thankfulness opens doors. So when I started learning about manifesting things or bringing something into my reality that I did not currently have in my hand, what I would do was I would say, I am so thankful that I have this. I am so thankful that I have that, or that this is happening, or that that has happened. I would say it as if it has already happened. Kind of like pulling that timeline, that future that I see and that I want to create for myself into my own reality, which is why I created this notebook. This one, I create my own reality. There are other notebooks on my shop, but this is the one that I decided to use for my manifesting journal. And I have started to write in it quite a lot. I am trying to do it daily, but sometimes that just does not happen. Mom life, small business life, wife life, all the things. I don't feel like I have to make excuses for myself, but I would love to start doing it every day at some point, probably at nighttime, since that seems to be the easiest for me. But I have heard that it is extremely powerful to manifest at the first moment you wake up in the morning and right before you go to sleep. So this is kind of on the same page, but something that will be doing, because bringing more wealth and abundance and everything, I think we all would love to have, whether it's for your own purposes or for helping others. We all could use some more wealth and abundance and resources. And so for me, one thing that has been coming up a lot lately, which is very interesting because, again, I follow some spiritual people on TikTok, and they were saying exactly how I've been feeling, how the root of security, the root of like finances and abundance and, just your insecurities are really coming up in this past week. The ego death of it all. And I was like, shoot, yeah, that's definitely what I've been feeling this past week. Is I've been super insecure with like where we are financially, which is very strange for me. I've also been nesting pregnancy wise, so that could tie into it a lot. I want to organize every single thing in my house at the moment. But also, one of those spiritual people that I follow on TikTok brought up something absolutely amazing. And it was very much for me, because all my life I have said that I hated money. I hated it because I hated that it held me back in so many areas. Because growing up, we didn't have very much at all. In a weird way, me and my husband both grew up in like poverty of our own cultures. So my poverty looked very different than his poverty, but in our own cultures, what we were both living in was considered poverty. I always like hated like asking my parents for something and their answer would be, we don't have money for that. I hated that. I was like, you're holding me back. Money is holding me back. And so I always just grew up like saying that I hated money, and wow, just saw 444. And so this person that I follow on TikTok was saying how, abundance is coming to you, but you have to be in the place to receive it. And she's like, I feel like someone needs to write an apology letter to money. And I was like, I have never thought to do that, but like, I think I should. So my manifestation, part of my shadow work, inner healing, whatever you want to call it for today, is writing a apology letter to the energy that money is. Because I always used to say, and I know I always used to say I hated it. And I remember my youth pastor at the time, I told him I hated money, and he was like, you don't need to hate money. Money is a tool. And I was like, okay, whatever, you know. And I like, you know, kind of justified it with what I said about, you know, I hate that I feel like it holds me back in a lot of different areas. Because there were so many things I wanted to do as a kid. There were so many different like classes I wanted to take. I wanted to do gymnastics. I wanted to do like ice skating, figure skating, like all this stuff. And everything was too expensive for us. And so, you know, in my mind, it was money was holding me back. And it wasn't. I just did not have the mindset or the tools to be able to do what I wanted to do or figure out how to do what I wanted to do with not having money, because I was like young at this age, like getting a job wasn't really a thing. So yeah, so I am going to be writing an apology letter to money for my own purposes. And you know, because it's very much a spiritual principle. It's like anything that you hate, you cannot govern over. You don't have authority over. If you hate something, you don't have authority over it. And I would love to have authority over my finances and the wealth that comes into my life. Because there's so much I want to do to help people. There's so much I want to expand and grow in my life and my relationships and whatnot. So that is what I will be doing this Manifestation Monday. Excuse me. I will be writing it in this journal. Maybe even in this one, because this one is like a representation of like my higher self, like my eyes seeing the future. So maybe I'll write it in this one. I don't know. This one's also on the shop, but it's just like a cloud and eyes. They remind me about my eyes. It's part of a vision I saw. But anyways, all that being said, I hope this encourages you to kind of do some little deep dives into what you may have been feeling this past week, whatever it involves, whatever insecurity it involves, and, you know, do the necessary protocol to move forward and to move beyond and to grow and evolve. And because part of manifesting the reality you want is dealing with the crap from the past. Because you can't really move forward if you've got all this stuff just like hanging on to you, pulling you back, pulling you down. So if anyone is wondering what a letter to money might actually sound like, this is just what I wrote right off the cuff. It's a page long, and I'll read it for you if you're interested. Dear Money, I am so sorry for the way I have spoken about you over the years. I apologize for hating you because I didn't understand you. I have misunderstood you in so many ways and treated you like the bad guy. I was wrong and I am sorry. I have given you more power and responsibility over my life and my future than you should ever have been given, and I deeply apologize. And I release you of all responsibility and wrongly placed power. I call back all the power, control, and responsibility I have given to you over the years. My life and my future are my responsibility and in my control from now on. I release you to what you were intended and created to be, a tool, a responsibility, and a blessing. Thank you. Elizabeth. So if you're curious as to know what even that would sound like, that's what I came up with. Totally free to do whatever you want if that's something that you feel the drawing to do, but just thought I'd add that in there. All right, have a fantastic day. Bye.